Greetings and welcome to another Let's Play with Weird Wizard, playing the Banner Saga, Episode 7. The continuing adventures of Rook and his daughter Alette, having abandoned their village, are now fleeing the dredge and getting involved in all manner of shenanigans along the way. Most recently, recruiting Hogan and Mogan, two spry fellows who had to abandon their village that we passed through, which caused a bit of a ruckus, and unfortunately meant we had to fight some humans and apparently kill a few of them, which is not really what we wanted to do, but it seemed to be a choice between them, as it were, either the villagers or Hogan and Mogan and those of the village who wanted to come with us. And I believe we did the right thing, because with the dredge coming, they're all going to get massacred if they stay behind anyway. Since then, we have marched on a little way and we have rested up. Hopefully Ivor, who was wounded in the battle, has now recovered. He has. There we go. There's Hogan and Mogan, the brothers, the twins, one of whom has a scar and one doesn't. The pretty boy is the ex-wrestler Hulk Hogan, and his brother. He probably isn't really the ex-wrestler Hulk Hogan, because he would be quite an old fellow just now, but nonetheless, he reminds me of him. There's us, Rook, protagonist, oddly, the chieftain wife, and Alette, who is our daughter, and pretty handy with a bow, although she is a little bit timid at times. Anyway, we have completed our resting here, and it's time to break camp. We have 9 days of supplies, and we have to get ourselves to Frostvellr, where hopefully we will find some measure of safety. Oh, there's the camp button. I've been looking at that before, it didn't appear. Okay, an event. At a small split in the trail, a few fighters stopped to speak with you, each carrying a single pack. We recognize this place, one man says. Spent several years here with some kin. If they're still around, we have to warn them of what's coming. With luck, we'll find you again in less than a week. Okay, wish to fight as well. See them off with extra supplies. Remind everyone that they're free to do as they please. You think you'll survive out there on your own? Tell them they're needed here. They are kind of needed here, but you know what? Let's see them off with some extra supplies. We've got a reasonable amount of supplies right now, 9 days worth. So we'll see them off with a few extra supplies. Hopefully they will make it back to us safely. If that's all you're taking, you may never make it, you say, grabbing a few items from a supply wagon. You strap the additional provisions to their backs. Search for family instead of food, you say, with a smile. The men clasp wrists with you before departing. Lost 8 fighters and 3 supplies, but plus 10 renown, which is always good. The old leveling up. Complaints of Raffenbarter's excessive drinking have resurfaced. Oh, this is the guy that caused trouble last time. This time the man stumbled over some tent ropes, pulled the snagged canvas through a campfire, nearly setting a supply wagon aflame. Clansmen put out the fire on both the wagon and Raffenbarter's leg before leading him to you. Punish him physically. Ban him from camping near others in the future. This man drinks nothing but water from now on. Raffenbarter groggily agrees, slurring his way through promises to quit being such a nuisance. Many of the onlookers snort or roll their eyes, but go back to their business. Somehow, you doubt it. You doubt it'll be long before Raffenbarter manages to find another drink, whether you allow it or not. Well, if he causes more trouble, we're going to have to deal with him more harshly, I think. Dredge! Shouts a man from the back of the caravan. It's Raffenbarter, the unabashed drunk, staggering towards you, looking not entirely sober. He screams again, pointing to the trees in the distance. Fear races through the caravan as fighters pull their weapons, scouts return with no sightings, and furious men surround Raffenbarter. Banish the drunkard from the caravan. He's such a troublemaker. Let your clansmen deliver justice. Are they going to give him a beating, or are they going to string him up? Ready yourself against Dredge, just in case. You know what? Better safe than sorry. Let us ready ourselves just in case. There'll be time for that later, you yell to the men. For now, we take no chances. A full day of uneasy rest passes with no sign of Dredge. The caravan is annoyed by the scare and the delay. Eventually, Raffenvarter bursts into laughter, and you're sure there never were any dredge. Not long after, Raffensvarter goes missing. Nobody searches for him, or seems to mind. I guess the mob has dealt with him harshly, and frankly, I can't blame them. -1 clansman. Will we be too lenient on him? I don't know. I mean, we are in a
strong, thriving city. The walls of Frostvellr now just keep the howling winds at bay. With luck, they'll hold out against dredge as well.
With luck indeed. As I was saying, I don't know if I was too lenient on that guy. I think maybe we need to be a little bit colder in the way we deal with this. We are in a fight for survival, and we need to hold this caravan, this banner together. You jostle through fallow crowds of sunken faces who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostvellr for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. Now, this will be the famously warm welcome that Frostvellr is known for. This is not looking good. Why are there so many people in the fields? You can't stay outside in the open like this. Oddly finds you amongst the many refugees. Rook, I just talked to some of the women here. Nobody is being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with Varl from Blocksbalk, Greyhorn, people from Bitra, all the nearby villages. The dredge are everywhere. And the chieftain of Frostvellr has locked himself in his great hall. That's when they closed the gates. When the dredge come, these hills will turn red. We have to get in there. We're getting in the walls somehow. I want to know more about what's going on in there. Let's lay low for now and see what happens. Where else could we go? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Why have I been put in charge? Obviously, no, that's not the heroic thing to do. I want to know more about what's going on in there. Can we sneak someone in or something? I see a lot of people gathered around the rest houses and the gates. We could find out what they know. And how would we get in anyway? They've closed the gate. I can get that gate open. Let's see if there's any other way before we start breaking down gates. I wasn't going to break it. Just push really hard. Now, we've seen what Varl can do when they want to get a door open. Hopefully it'll be possible to break down that gate. Right. Okay, we're on the outskirts of the village here. And we're going to need, so we can rest up, we can level our heroes. I'm not sure if we have any level ups. I think we could level up Oddly. She does seem to be sticking with us for now, so maybe that would be worth doing. In fact, what else have we got here? Some people gathered around. Doesn't seem to be any... There's a market. Let's go visit the market quickly on the way, whilst we've got a bit of time. Horse score. Shoes made from the hooves of horseborn have long been rumoured to make one faster, if not cold-hearted. +1 movement, 10% dodge, strength attacks. That's pretty good. It does cost quite a bit of renown. Level 3. I don't really have anyone who can use that yet. I think I've only got the one level 3 character, so we have a level 1. Which is fairly cheap. +1 willpower. You know what? I'm going to save my renown, I think. We're going to load up on supplies in case we need them. Yep. Full load. We're going to take every supply they've got in case we need to get out of here sharpish. Confirm. It gives us 9 days of supplies. And fine. Let's check on our heroes. This is very dramatic drumming going on. It's all very important what we're doing here. Right, Oddleaf. Let's promote you. Continue. Confirm. You also, let's give you that because you're also an archer, so breaking from range is kind of handy. And let's give you another point. Exertion. Yeah, why not? Confirm. Allows us to do quick early breaking, hopefully. That's the plan, anyway. Right, nothing else doing in here. I guess we have to head up to the gate. To the gate! You approach the gate, where hundreds of people have gathered. In the trodden, bloody space in front of the doors, several pin-cushioned bodies lie, unclaimed, as though they simply belonged there. Archers up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Men and women below intermittently call for mercy and reason, when they're not flinging stones and curses. Well, you know, it's not going to make it more likely to get in, is it? Flinging stones and curses. Ivor, did you really expect to push these gates open? Find out more from the crowd. Shout at the guards on the wall. Leave the gates. I don't think there's anybody shouting at the guards on the wall if everyone else is doing it. Let's find out more from the crowd. You spend an hour talking to different people who all have the same story. A couple of days ago, the chieftain shut himself in, closed the gates, and refused any more refugees. They've got huge stores of supplies in there too, adds one man. They're just hoarding them. Try to push through the front gates. Shout at the guards. Really? Alright, you know what? You're a giant. I'm willing to try, grunts Ivor, despite sizing up the doors that look like they could hold back an army. And when men start shooting arrows and pouring out to stop you... I think that was me saying that. Then you kill them, he says. We're not sure this is the most sound plan. We're not doing this. We're not. This is a terrible idea, you say. We don't even know how many there are in there. Ivor folds his arms. He seems almost relieved that he didn't have to live up to his earlier boast. Yeah, I mean, you're a big chap, Ivor, but that's a city gate. That's not just someone's door. Archers up on the wall make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Okay, this is the same thing. Shout at the guards on the wall. Leave. Let's try shouting. We're from Skoga! Open the gates! You shout to the archers, not expecting much. You get as much response as you expected. Right, fine, we're going to have to leave the gates and try something else. You leave the crowds and head back down the hill. There are a lot of people gathered around the rest houses. Oddleaf... There are a lot of people gathered around the rest houses, says Oddleaf, pointing. Maybe we can find help there, or at least make ourselves useful. Let's do it then. Rest houses. Rest houses. You spend a whole day at the rest houses. Everyone gives you the same story. The chieftain just shut himself in the Great Hall and closed the gates. There are a lot of wounded people here, adds Alette. We could help them. The rest house is overflowing with refugees, the sick and the wounded, and noise. There is a lot of noise. Constant drumming, in actual fact. But hopefully that will abate eventually, and hopefully you can hear me over it. Tend to the wounded, settle in for the long haul, rest for a day, leave and try something. You know what? Let's tend to the wounded, maybe we can pick up some extra people for our caravan, and then we're just going to head on. Alette and Oddleaf spend the day along with others in your caravan treating wounds, most of which came from the archers at the gate. I overheard from one woman that the city has been sending carts with food around, Oddleaf tells you. Could be a way in, Ivor replies. Next time they send a cart, we bring it back in. Oddleaf protests. Next time they send a cart, we bring it back in, Oddleaf protests. Aside from leading to a fight, it could probably mean no more food for the refugees. But these refugees are kind of screwed either way, aren't they? Wait and ambush the next cart. We'll wait and confront them. Leave the food cart alone. We'll wait and confront them. Keep your sword down until we need it, you tell Ivor. We'll make a deal unless they're looking for a fight. Early the next day, you spot another cart leaving the gates of the city. After they've thrown their scraps to the refugees, you approach. Da-da-dum. Stop! My friend wants to talk with you. It's not what I wanted. Think I can guess why. If we knew there were more fighters and Varl out here, Ekil might have brought you in the city. Oh, excellent, okay. Who's Ekil? You can get us in the city. Who's Ekil? He's in charge up there. In charge of what? Better let him explain. I think we should take us. Fine, let's go. He nods. You follow him back up the gates where the doors open for you. A man clad in black approaches you as you step inside. What in the depths is this? The man orders his guards to get the doors closed again before more refugees notice. You said you wanted fighters. You heard about the chieftain? We heard he's been hiding in our... We heard he's hiding out in the Great Hall. Oh really? You think mean hiding... You think... Oh really? You think mean hiding out in a grave? He's eating worms. If that wasn't clear. It wasn't terribly clear. It was quite a hard line to read, apparently. What happened in here? As soon as they heard Dredge were coming, anyone who could swing an axe got one in the head. That's the short story, anyway. At least 3 clans in here warring over turf and food. And the worst are the godforsaken Varl. He eyes Ivar and shrugs with exaggeration as if simply stating the obvious. We're in more danger here than out there. Look, I was in charge here before things went crap. You got some people who can fight. You got your own Varl. That counts for something. I can keep your flock safe in the Great Hall. You fight for me and take back Frostvellr. I don't take sides. Too hard to tell when the good guys have become the bad. Fine. Cut these sheep loose and watch their own asses. What do I care? All I want to do right now is get out of the damn streets. Think carefully about what you want. We'll join you for now. We'll fend for ourselves inside Frostvellr. We're not staying here. Let us out. We've got a reasonable number of supplies. Maybe we should just abandon this place. It sounds like it's in a complete bloody mess, and it's going to mean fighting more humans and Varl. On the other hand, maybe we'll save more than we'll kill if we can restore some order here. Well, it's a difficult choice, and it's one we're going to have to wait until next time to find out where we go, what we end up doing. So, on this cliffhanger, I have been Weird Wizard. Thanks again for watching. Please remember, if you're enjoying the series, to like and subscribe, and comment below if you have any tips or suggestions on things that I may be doing wrong or directions you want me to take in the game. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.